camera, I primed all the parts. Those that have bright colors get white primer and those with dark get gray primer. The first thing I check is the sword, and let me tell you, I hate it. Not only was my patchwork horrible, I honestly don't like that texture on it. The skull sculpting on the back was actually pretty great. I just needed a little bit of sanding, but I was very happy with it. Once the primer was on, you can really appreciate all the amazing texture on the boots. It had wear and tear and even the lines where the foot bends. And of course, with the primer on, I can now see the support stops on everything. Something I don't bother to sand off at the beginning because I don't want to spend a lot of time doing it a second time. Plus, they're way easier to see with the primer on, so why waste precious time? But just look at ivory. It's so goddamn smooth. You usually see the finest layer lines on a print over a smooth surface like this, but I see none here. Again, very impressed with the quality of the Hallowed X1. This is what I was talking about. The patchwork on the shoulder pad could have been better, so I'm gonna redo it later. But the patchwork on the shoulder was spot on with that texture. It's gonna be easy to sand up those support stubs on his head, and honestly, this was the only piece I saw the slightest bit of a layer line, but since it was inside a connection, it didn't really matter. Unless I sand them with a superfine sponge, you can't really even notice them. And the coat looks good up. There are some areas that could be better. The ones where it turned out great, you can actually see how well the stencil replicated that texture. It completely blends with the surface. All right, now the back of the pants would look better, but honestly, the coat will completely cover them, so I don't mind leaving them as is as long as it doesn't look bad where it matters. That's good to me. I'll just take my ultrasonic cutter to remove the rest of the tiny support stubs and carefully sand off to blend. Next, I'm re-etching those lines on the coat, again, carefully making sure to not mess anything around it. I'm going to redo some sections of the coat, mainly those where the part connection was visibly uneven. I'll cut and grind for an even surface before I do it this time. Then I'm taking some epoxy putty and smearing it extremely thin over the surface. And I mean thin, just enough to cover the affected area, but not too much that the repaired section will be bulgy. It needs to be seamless